अंदाज़े ही जावाना बेखुद किए देते हैं। क्यों आँख मिलाई थी, क्यों आग लगाई थी, क्यों आँख मिलाई थी, क्यों आग लगाई थी, अब रुख को छुपा।
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al-Ansar.
فأبشت الصور أحب الوفي الأمين أغر.
Join me, Faisal MJ Suleiman, this and every Saturday on Rise and Shine. Looking forward to gracing the airwaves of Radio Al-Ansar from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Rise and Shine.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. All praise due to Allah, the Lord, cherisher, nourisher, sustainer, and master of the universe, the most gracious, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Ya Allah, it is on you that we worship and is your guidance that we seek. Ya Allah, keep us on the straight path. Ya Allah, show us the choice of blessings. Ya Allah, show us your mercy. Ya Allah, guide us. Greetings, salams, salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, it's 7 minutes past 8 on this beautiful Saturday morning, 30th of March 2024. The 19th of Ramadan 1445. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Rise and Shine on Radio Al-Ansar. My name is Faisal MJ Suleiman, and inshallah I'll be your host on this segment for the first hour. That's from 8 to 9 inshallah ta'ala. Engineering for me in the studio is Zoha Shehzad, attending to logistics Wasima Bucks, and of course the program is produced by Hajra Kota. That's an introduction to your Rise and Shine team this morning, and as I said, an absolutely beautiful day, and we're thankful to the Almighty for all the favors that He has bestowed upon us. I did mention it was the 19th of Ramadan 1445. Just hit me as a shocker. 19 days gone, almost 2/3 of Ramadan has passed us. I still recall preparing for Ramadan and saying to you that there'll be changes in schedules, etc., and we're already 19 days into this beautiful and blessed month. But of course, we've still got 11 more days. Let's make the best of it, and of course increase our ibadah, etc. And yes, we will cash in for all the benefits, inshallah. It's never too late. Updating ourselves on what's happening. KZN Health says clinics are prepared for pink-eyed cases. The Department of Health in KwaZulu-Natal says clinics across the province have been stocked up with medicine as cases of pink eyes soar. The department confirmed that the infections in KZN have risen to 20,781. The bulk of the cases are in eThekwini. Provincial Health HOD Dr. Sandile Shabalala says while they are encouraging preventative measures, people should seek medical advice immediately when they display symptoms. Shabalala has urged people to be mindful when attending large gatherings, especially over the Easter long weekend. Motorists brace for another fuel price hike next week, Wednesday. Motorists should brace themselves for another fuel price hike next week, Wednesday, with the petrol price increasing by as much as 67 cents a litre. Mineral Resources and Energy says petrol will increase by 65 cents a litre for 93 unleaded and 67 cents for 95 unleaded. Diesel with higher sulfur content will go up by 3 cents a litre, whilst low sulfur diesel will decrease by over 1 cent a litre. The increases are attributed to a slew of factors, including an increase in the state levy, higher carbon fuel levy, and rising international oil prices. Government sets up team to tackle water issues. Cabinet says a water task team has been set up to tackle supply challenges in the country. Minister in the presidency, Kumbudzo Shaveni says, factors including aging municipal infrastructure are hindering efficient supply of the precious resource to communities. Shaveni says Cabinet has also been briefed on the main contributors of the constant supply issues in eThekwini and other areas of KwaZulu-Natal that have also been struggling to get water.
You are my everything, you are Muhammad. Peace be upon him. You came into a world of loss. Allah sent you to save us. You are the final one, you are the chosen one. Oh, your message came to guide us all. Without Allah, I knew we'd fall.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
Radio Al-Ansar.
Bait al-Emirati, a capsule collection of Emirati abayas, kandura, and thobes, and a wide range of kiddies abayas, all available at our luxury boutique at 111 Brickfield Road, Overport. Safe, secure, undercover parking is available, so visit us today. Follow us on Instagram at Bait al-Emirati or contact us on 071 492 4413.
Sparkport Pharmacy's phenomenal specials to take you through the remainder of Ramadan. Turbovite XL 20 sachets, 2 for 169.90. Gaviscon Liquid 300 mils for 129.90. Future Life Original 500 grams, 3 for 109.90. Life Gain 1 kg assorted for 339 Rand 90. Sparkport, your pathway to sparkling health, late night and online shopping, free deliveries and our loyalty program. Sparkport for all your healthcare needs. Contact us on 031 207 1011 or visit our website at www.sparkport.co.za. Sparkport, your trusted friend for 40 years.
Halim distribution will take place on Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. at the Sparks Road Muhammadiyah Masjid, as well as the Al-Ansar Hall at 189 West Road. And on Sundays at 12:30 p.m. at Capital Air, 176 Brickfield Road, Overport. Proudly brought to you by the Capital Group of Companies.
From majestic Marrakesh to dazzling Dubai, incredible Istanbul to the luxury of London, La Sultana Couture brings you a range of modest wear made for the woman who knows who she is and what she wants. Abayas, two-piece sets, and glamorous evening wear. Whether it be day wear, evening wear, or glammed up special occasions, La Sultana Couture has it all. Come visit us on the upper level Sunway Center, 65 Overport Drive. We look forward to meeting you.
This Ramadan, join me, Salma Kazi Wahab and Shagufta Khan in a heartfelt mission to bring warmth to those who need it most. For just 120 Rand, you can provide a blanket to elders, widows and the homeless. Your lillah and zakat can make a real difference. Our goal is 1,000 blankets, and together we can keep the upcoming winter chills away. Be a part of this noble cause. Donate now at www.alansar.org.za or call Outreach on 031 208 1601. Let's share the warmth and make this Ramadan a special one.
Want to know where everyone's getting their tires at the best prices? Where else but Mo's Tires and Exhaust, your RMI approved service center. Specialists in rims, tires, exhausts, fitment, balancing, alignment, batteries, and servicing. From tire repairs to engine tune-ups, trust our expert team to keep your car running smoothly. Pop into Mo's Tires and Exhaust, 914 Umgeni Road, Durban, or call 031 303 7783. Mo's Tires and Exhaust, your one-stop fitment center.
Radio Al-Ansar.
Ya Nabi, Ya Nabi.
You're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio Al-Ansar with myself, Faisal MJ Sulaiman. Yes, it is undoubtedly an absolutely beautiful Saturday morning. And yes, it is the long weekend as well. So I take it that you are relaxing. And if you're on the road, then take it absolutely easy. Remember, maintain those traveling distances and no road rage at all. Now, too often, the keffiyeh is misinterpreted as a symbol of violence, much like the watermelon is a bold statement of resistance. It is a symbol of faith and resilience. And to discuss the kefiyya, the significance, etc., we have online with us Firdaus Bulbulia, an award-winning film and theatre producer. Firdaus, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and jazakallah khair for joining me in the program this morning.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you very much.
Can you provide us a brief history of the kefiyya and its cultural significance?
The kefiyya was used for a very, very long time. If we talk about kind of initial civilization where people, particularly in the Arab world, because of the heat, actually wore the scarf, the headgear, so that, it would assist them against the heat and the sand in the desert. Coming back to present day, during the period when the Palestinian flag was not allowed, the kefiyya became the symbol of resistance. And particularly, if you remember, Yasser Arafat always wore the kefiyya, particularly the black and white one. And so that really became a symbol of resistance. It was, some people might say, appropriated, but basically Palestinians want other people to wear it. So whether it's the black and white one or any of the other colors, because you might know that they come from different regions within Palestine, and therefore the colors are different. And very recently, I was in Palestine last year, and we'd gone to the factory where these scarves are made, and they had made one which was for Pan-Africanism. They called it the Mandela scarf.
Very interesting. Now, what role does the kefiyya play in expressing cultural identity and heritage for those who wear it?
I think from a cultural identity is that it almost immediately symbolizes Palestine, and that is how we see it. But I think we should also remember that many of the Arab world wear the kefiyya, and whether it's the white one that the Gulf countries wear or the red and white one, which seem to have been symbolic of Jordan. But I've also read that it's really kind of socialist stroke communism within Palestine, and that's what it represents, the red and white one. In terms of all of us, I think globally, who have started to wear it, we wear it because we are identifying with Palestine. We are identifying with the resistance and what is happening, what had been happening for the last 75 years. Because there's also a feeling as if, this just happened the other day, 7th of October, which is the date that people keep repeating. I think we have to realize that this has been ongoing for many, many decades.
No, undoubtedly. In fact, I'm glad that you mentioned the different colors because, and you also mentioned different countries within the Arab world. Now, personally, I found that these kefiyyas have different designs as well. And do those designs really matter?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not sure. If we talk about the Palestinian one, we know that the design on the Palestinian kefiyya represents the olive tree, the olive leaf. It's also the fishnet. And then those huge kind of borders that you see has to do with the way in which a trade would happen, with Palestinians being on the water. But I think there's also a sense that people rethink it and that those borders now begin to look like borders in that Palestine cannot actually escape. They can't go anywhere else. People have been shut in. And so you think of the walls that have been built to keep people separate and to keep people away from each other. I mean, when we were in Palestine last year, a distance that should probably take 10 minutes becomes over an hour. And that is because people are being told, particularly Palestinians, they identify by the license plate on their cars. So you can't drive in a certain route and you've got to take a longer route just because you are Palestinian. So the scarf is symbolic. Each of the pattern is there. And those patterns are especially for Palestine. If we talk again about the Arab world, and I was saying that, the white kefiyya, which is very symbolic for the Gulf countries, the patterns and the designs are somewhat different. But the most notable, obviously, is the black and white one, which we had seen maybe growing up with Yasser Arafat, and he always wore that scarf. And it's etched in our minds. The other thing I think is also the symbolism of the of the fruit, the watermelon,
Mhm.
because when that became a problem, and then what we were doing was using the watermelon because it almost had the same colors in a way and the same shapes. So that was important, and for us to know that the fish nets are important, the water is important, and that the people in Gaza have been pushed into that little strip,
Mhm.
and it's really between them and the water.
Now, how has the keffiyeh been embraced or appropriated by mainstream fashion, and what implications does this have for symbolism?
So I think, as I said earlier, I don't think we should say appropriated, because Palestinians really indeed want us to be wearing it. And they recognize the importance of the symbol. And for those of us who are wearing it, it's because we are identifying with the resistance. However, there was a period, of course, when I think I have in my wardrobe, like a purple one, an orange one, a red one. And I remember that being quite probably in the late kind of 80s, quite dominant and prominent, and everybody was wearing it. And it's good because it made people think about what this was. And yes, it became a fashion item, but I think along with it was the issues around revolution, around resistance, around issues around occupation, so that people would be thinking and talking about it.
And can you discuss the global significance of the keffiyeh as a symbol of faith and resilience beyond its traditional cultural context?
Well, I think that's really what it has become. It has become the symbol of resistance and faith within the Islamic world, because I think the headgear, and maybe people forget that its the original reason they wore it was because you were in the desert and you were hot and the sand, etc. But beyond that, what it has become for us all wearing it today is that we are identifying with the people of Palestine, and we're showing our solidarity, which is really important. So for a global conversation, I think, especially now, it's surprising that even though our country, as a country, we have taken a particular stance, we are still afraid. People are afraid to wear the keffiyeh. They're afraid to walk into places because they're told that you can't wear it. Globally, many universities have asked people not to wear the scarf, not to wear the keffiyeh. So it's interesting that this piece of cloth, which is how we could look at it if we wanted to really break it down, has become so important on both sides. And so for us, as wherever we go, I have a pink purple, a very colorful one, which I've managed to buy, and then lost it, unfortunately, in October. I lost it in New York. And in a way, I was like, I hope that somebody picked it up in New York and is now wearing it, and that resistance, kind of continues. When we were in Palestine and we went to the factory, there used to be very many factories in Palestine producing these scarves, and because of the challenges that are happening in Palestine, many of the factories closed down. So I think what people have done now, and this is a bit of a concern, because I think a lot of cheap goods that come out of China, people are selling it online, and so you're not getting necessarily the quality of the scarf that you would want. But the fact that it is so popular, that people have actually found a niche and found an opportunity. I know you're in Durban, I'm in Johannesburg. The Oriental Plaza, for example, in Johannesburg sells it, from 65 Rand to 250 Rand. So depending on the quality you want and maybe, your budget, you're able to get the scarf. And that in itself tells you how important the symbol is, what it means to all of us as we wear it.
In fact, I know in Durban, it has become like a necessity for everyone to at least possess one, to own one, whether they use it or not, or when they use it. But it's become sort of like, I need to have one because I don't know when I'm going to use it. And although, it starts off as headgear, it's being used as a shawl, but it's achieving its significance. Because I'm sure you've also noticed that the moment you see any individual donning, the keffiyeh, automatically, your attitude softens up. You know that he's part of the resistance movement, he's part of the struggle, etc., and he identifies with the problems as well. And I'm not sure if you've had that type of an experience.
No, I agree with you totally. In fact, in my home office, I actually have it against my chair. So all of us are on Zoom these days. Everything is online.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear to whoever's talking to me where I stand. So I may not be wearing it on my person, but as you said, it's there. I've also I was on a jury for a Palestinian film festival,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the people who was pitching, had it hung in his room so that as we spoke to him, it was very clear what his position was. So you're right. And I think because, again, I say that we are so lucky in South Africa that our country has taken a particular stance, we can see people wearing it. And so whether you are from the different political parties, whether different communities, going into mass meetings, going into, door-to-door campaigning, people are wearing the keffiyeh. And it is really important for us. I live in a community that is, probably quite a few Zionists around,
Mm-hmm.
and I ensure that I wear my keffiyeh. If I step out of the house, I even have a full length, like an abaya style, made of the keffiyeh, which I managed to buy in Palestine. And there's a wonderful company. There's a young woman, and she's on Instagram, called Cherry Top, and she's made some beautiful pieces of clothing using the keffiyeh. My sister Taslim Bulbulia also is a designer, and she's
Mm-hmm.
done the same thing, creating a resistance in the fashion world. So it's not necessarily wearing it as a scarf, but wearing it indeed as a
Mm-hmm.
jacket, as a full-on, outfit. And I think with Eid coming up, we're definitely going to see this becoming a fashion symbol.
Absolutely. And how do individuals who wear the keffiyeh perceive its symbolism? And how does this perception vary across different cultures and communities?
I think it's now solidarity. I think there's almost one meaning in terms
Mm-hmm.
of the keffiyeh. So whether, and this is an important thing, because people keep saying this is not an Islamic or Muslim position.
Mm-hmm.
This is a global position in terms of the resistance. So irrespective of what religion you are, your position against occupation is potentially and historically an important one that goes beyond any form of race, gender, class, religion. And so when people are donning it, they're actually saying to you, I stand with Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm against occupation. I'm here because it is important for me to show solidarity. And that is what we need. I was at some of these mass meetings and seen little children, as young
Yes.
as 4 and 5 years
Mhm.
old, wearing a small little keffiyeh. And I think that just using it as a symbol, just using it as a reference, using it as a piece of material that little children can even identify with is important, because it's something that they will grow up with.
Mhm.
So in a very easy way, you're not even having to say anything, because just this piece of material is telling it to you.
And finally, how does the keffiyeh continue to inspire faith and resilience in the face of adversity in today's world?
I think it's inspiring both, because as much as it's faith and resilience, there's opposition. And so, if you go online, you will see people going into a store and being told to take off the keffiyeh. There were people, I just seen something in the US where somebody was going just into a restaurant and was told, no, we don't want you in. And the person said, what do you mean? Well, it's because the person was wearing the keffiyeh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, in a way, has drawn a line in the sand. I've had people online, because we work in film and media,
Mm-hmm.
I've had colleagues, people that were my friends for 30 years in the industry. Suddenly, we can't talk to each other. It has absolutely shown everybody up in terms of what position you are taking. So maybe in the last decade, we'd wear it, we'd talk about it, we'd go into meetings and nobody would really notice it. But as of 7th of October,
Mm-hmm.
that whole image has changed, and it has really made people understand who you are. And those who might have been almost, somewhat fluid and flexible about it have also taken a stand. So the keffiyeh has, for me anyway, drawn that line. And when I see people, as you said, you immediately endear to somebody when you see the keffiyeh, because it tells you who the person is. And I think in this Palestinian position, I don't know how people can be watching so many children dying, and right now of starvation, besides the bombing, so many women, so many men, and still take the stance and still be so hard and still be so angry and in the way that they react in the face of death. And then this scarf that has become the symbol of resilience, of resistance, of revolution.
I think people need to realize that this, as you correctly said, is no longer a Muslim or an Islamic issue. It's a humanitarian issue. It's a humanitarian crisis. And anybody, absolutely anybody, I want to say in the right frame of mind, but I might be precluded from saying that. When they see these images, if they're not touched, then something's wrong with them. Really, because, it's actually becoming traumatic watching this. And it also impacts on the way we conduct ourselves. If you took it's the month of Ramadan, we're fasting. Unfortunately, there's lots of preparation of, exotic foods, etc. And each time you look at that, those images come in front of you. Those images of starvation, of hunger, of massacre, etc. And it is highly problematic. Sister Firdaus Bulbula, I want to thank you for joining me in the program. It has been undoubtedly a very, very, enlightening discussion. But before we bid you farewell, I'm sure you have a message for our listeners.
Yes, I think what is important, and even as you talk about, hunger, starvation, I think it's also to remember that it's a very layered conversation, that Palestinians do not want us to remind ourselves or to remember them as people who were dying and starving, but to understand their resilience, to know that people get married, to know that people love, to know that people enjoy life, to know that people are happy in between all of this disaster. And that we need to remember the good images, the beautiful images. Think of Gaza when they show you these amazing, when they say, we are not this, and they show you devastation, but we are that. And that is really the beauty of Gaza, the beauty of Palestine. When I was there last year, that's exactly what I wanted to say to South Africans. Let's not have a single narrative. We must remember that every story is layered. And the story of Palestine is the story of resistance, is the story of resilience, is the story of happiness, is the story of love. I want us to remember that.
Thank you so much for joining me on the program, Sister Firdaus Bulbula, and of course, I say for this very enlightening and an informative discussion as well. We hope to talk to you again. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and all the best to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you. Peace.
We spoke to Firdaus Bulbula, an award-winning film and theatre producer, and she spoke to us about the significance of the keffiyah.
जो देखोगे हैरान हो जाओगे, जो देखोगे हैरान हो जाओगे, जुल्फ तफसीर वल्लैल बन जाएगी, तफसीर वल्लैल बन जाएगी, चेहरा उड़ान सारा नजर आएगा, चेहरा नजर आएगा, चेहरा आएगा, चेहरा नजर आएगा, ओ मेरे
0609041056. Yes, we look forward to your WhatsApp messages. First message comes from Sister Leila Meta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the Ummah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Peace, blessings and salutations be upon Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah for another blessing as it arises from sujood. Work hard, striving obediently for a beautiful finality. May blessings and peace always be upon you and your family. Ameen. Have a blessed and safe day of fasting and salams and du'as, Sister Leila Meta and family. And Ramadan inspires work for your hereafter, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will suffice your affairs in this world. That's the thought of the day. And the hadith in dua says, Bismillah walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Intend by reading the Quran to increase in rewards. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever reads a single letter from the book of Allah will have 10 rewards. Of course, that's going to multiply in the month of Ramadan. 0609041056.
सहारा चाहिए सरकार जिंदगी के लिए आका सहारा चाहिए सरकार जिंदगी के लिए सहारा
Message from Mrs. Rahman. Assalamu alaikum, Faisal. On France 24, the UN court ordered Israel to aid the Palestinians in order to improve the humanitarian situation in Gaza. The news anchor interviewed a criminal war prosecutor. The prosecutor said that one of his parents is a Jew, but he is not biased. The anchor said that Hamas started the war and they held some of the Israelis as hostages. The prosecutor's response to that was, the Israelis are war criminals, because if Hamas started the war, the Israelis broke the international law by going on and on. Have a good weekend. And it comes from Mrs. Rahman. Message comes from Sister Ruqayya. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother Faisal, my beautiful sister Safia. Sorry, Safia is no longer with us. We have Zoha in the studio and the Rise and Shine team. If you are broken and all of us are in the same way, cry in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Kareem, Al-Rahim. Crying is a source of healing. Cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with brokenness, tawakkul, firm belief, iman, and unwavering belief that is Allah Azza wa Jal is capable of opening any and every door of happiness. Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send his countless blessings, khair, barakah, rahman, afiyah on you, my brother Faisal, my beautiful sister Safia, and the Rise and Shine team, and the entire ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And that comes from Sister Ruqayya. Shukran, jazakallah khair for that. We're going to visit the marketplace and continue on the other side of this, inshallah.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031-208-9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Capital A, KZN's leading brand in air conditioning. Voted number 1 by the Daily News Reader's Choice for quality, service, and price. Call 031-209-4415 or visit our showrooms, Capital A, Capital Decor, and Cater Cook.
Spur understands that Ramadan is a time for celebrating with family and friends. So make gathering for iftar even more special by coming to Spur to enjoy 150-gram cheddar malt steak, 4 Durkee buffalo wings, 2 crispy chicken samosas, and a delicious glass of Faluda for only $189.90. Only available at participating halal Spur restaurants. T's and C's apply. Spur, people with a taste for life.
Looking for Islamic and designer jewelry? Look no more. Alabina Jewelry has a stunning range. Aitha Gursi adult and baby cuffs, $220. Aitha Gursi necklaces, $300. Aitha Gursi baby pins, $450. We are launching on-the-spot Arabic and English name engraving necklace collections at the Eid Milan. Visit us at the Eid Milan, 28 March to 1st April, Westwood Mall. Call or WhatsApp us today on 081-829-5714. Alabina Jewelry, made with excellence.
The battle is on.
Will it be Team Nazmira or Team Misha?
Will it be you taking away this amazing 50-inch Android TV from Simplex Radio on Radio Al Ansar? Are you ready to unleash your brain power and win big? Join the ultimate battle of wits with the Breakfast Rush and Simplex Radio, Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Get your hands on this incredible Sinotech 50-inch Android TV.
Don't miss out on the chance to win this epic prize.
Stay tuned, stay sharp, and be ready to tackle general knowledge questions like never before. It's not just about knowing the answers. It's about being part of the showdown and seizing victory.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Bibi Aisha Lahik, and this Ramadan, Phenomenal Woman and Al Ansar Outreach are asking you to try our best to make life easier for many of the elders, widows, and children in our community by contributing our zakah funds to the Al Ansar Outreach Services. Call us on 031 208 1601 and let us try to be the answer to some of these duas. Inshallah, let's make a difference this Ramadan.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM.
Rise and shine on Radio Al Ansar, and malnutrition among children is increasing at a record pace in Gaza. The World Food Programme and the World Health Organization have both renewed urgent calls for more aid to be allowed into Gaza. The WFP, that's the World Food Programme, says the vast majority of Gazans are on the brink of famine and blames Israel for hampering the delivery of desperately needed aid, whilst the World Health Organization has once again urged Israel to stop attacking medical facilities so those already suffering from severe malnutrition can receive treatment. Let's listen to a little audio clip, and which will
Hearing her children crying from hunger is Shaima Alzant's painful daily reality.
There's nothing left in Gaza City, none of life's basics. There are no vegetables, fruit, meat. There's nothing for anyone to eat.
The World Food Programme says cases of malnutrition among children in Gaza are increasing at a record pace.
He's been deprived of everything, so his body is weak. He's lost a lot of weight and is dehydrated.
Humanitarian agencies have been warning of acute hunger for months, but now they say the situation is so much worse. They've revised their assessment up to the highest level of food insecurity and say northern Gaza is on the brink of famine.
There is nowhere else in the world where so many people face imminent famine. Here in Gaza City, we're at the epicenter of the crisis here in the Gaza Strip. Today, I've met so many people who are angry and tired and despairing because their children go to sleep every night hungry.
Humanitarian agencies don't use the word famine flippantly. There's an official criteria. It's when at least 20% of households are facing an extreme lack of food, at least 30% of children are suffering acute malnutrition, and 2 people out of every 10,000 are dying each day due to starvation.
We desperately need the conditions to get access every day to be flooding this area with food assistance if we're going to prevent famine, prevent further death, prevent wasting amongst children, prevent really the desperate situation that is already in place.
The WFP says 1 in 3 children below the age of 2 are now acutely malnourished, and almost 2 million people are reliant on food aid. The UN body has once again urged Israel to allow more aid convoys into the enclave. The WHO has echoed these concerns and appealed for an end to the targeting of medical facilities so people can access urgently needed care before it's too late. Melinda Nusofora.
Yes, unfortunately, that is a reality, and we need to address that. Now, we're going to now delve into a topic that affects millions around the world: changes in sleep patterns during Ramadan. For many Muslims, this month brings a shift not only in dietary habits but also in daily routines, including sleep. And we're going to be talking to Sister Rukhsana Rashid Modem, an international speaker, transformational mindset coach, and MC and radio speaker, and of course, no stranger to the airwaves of Radio Al Ansar. Yes, we're going to get Sister Rukhsana on the line, and inshallah ta'ala, we're going to be chatting to her. But while we're trying to raise Sister Rukhsana, we're going to listen to this nasheed and take it from there, inshallah.
बस जालियां दे सामने हुजूर दा गजा बन
For as long as I remember, you were there for me. A young woman growing older, but always mom to me. My heaven lies under your feet. Now I look at you and there's a few wrinkles and lines, but I still see the same beautiful smile. And it hurts to know someday the light will fade from your eyes. 'Cause you're the woman I love. You're the woman I love, my mother. You're the woman I love. Life just passes.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
This Ramadan, join hands with Muslim Hands to make a meaningful difference in the lives of millions worldwide. Your zakah and sadaqah can be the lifeline for those in need. Together we can nourish the hungry in South Africa and across the globe, offer clean water to impoverished communities, empower women with sustainable livelihoods, and bring relief to families grappling with the aftermath of natural disasters and conflict. Be their beacon of hope today. Connect with us at muslimhands.org.za or dial 021 633 6413 to extend your support.
Experience elegance like never before with J. Junaid Jamshed's festive collection. From timeless classics to contemporary designs for men, women and kids. Alongside designer fragrances at 222 Felix Lamini Road, Overport. Or shop online at za.junaidjamshed.com.
Plan your dream holiday with the specialist, World of Travel. As we pride ourselves in offering you the best in Hajj and Umrah, we also offer travel packages to the Middle East, Far East and many more exotic destinations. Call our professional travel consultants now on 031 20 888877 or view our website www.worldoftravel.co.za. Visit us at 44 Crescent Street as memorable journeys begin with World of Travel by Irshad Malik.
Join Showmeeta's Travel on an amazing Shawwal Umrah trip. 10 nights from only 21,990 Rand per person sharing, departing 17th and returning 27th April, or depart 24th and return 4th May. Includes return flights from Johannesburg on Saudi Airlines, 5 nights in Makkah, 5 nights in Medina, Saudi visa and medical insurance. Contact Showmeeta's Travel on 031 207 6987 or email info@meetastravel.co.za.
Get ready for the ultimate shopping experience at the Eid Milan, located at Saxony Westwood Mall from 28th March to 1st April, from 12 till late. We've taken convenience to the next level by bringing all together your Eid shopping needs under one roof. With vibrant atmosphere, you will enjoy browsing through a wide range of clothing, gifts, and everything you need for your Eid table. Don't miss out on this hassle-free shopping extravaganza. The Al Ansar Eid Milan, from 28th March to 1st April.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sumaya Khan of School Matters. As we observe the holy month of Ramadan, let us come together to extend our support and kindness to those in need, particularly the underprivileged communities. Well, this year, our focus is on providing dignity to the Ma'alimas and little ones in the underlying areas. We kindly request your assistance in donating gently used cloaks, kurtas and scarves. Your generous contributions will make a significant impact on the lives of those who are less fortunate, helping them experience the essence of Ramadan with warmth and dignity. please drop off your donations at Al Ansar Foundation at 207 West Road.
This Ramadan, experience the joy of receiving rewards by quenching the thirst of a fasting person at the time of iftar. Join the dynamic Faisal MJ Suleiman
and the charismatic Suraj Basa as we commit to providing refreshing water and dates for iftar to masajids and musallas around Durban.
Your donations matter. Visit www.alansar.org.za or call the Al Ansar Foundation on 031 208 1601.
Lillah only. Make a meaningful impact this Ramadan. Together, let's share the reward of the sacred month.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM.
Allah, 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 Ya Rabbi, Allah, Allah, Ya Rabbi, Allah, Allah,
Zero 609041056. Let us read out your inspirational WhatsApp messages, or rather send us your inspirational WhatsApp messages, and of course we're going to read them out and of course take cognizance of what you send to us. Remember that the Eid Milan is currently underway at the Saxony Westwood Mall in Sherwood, and of course our starting hours are from 12, and I think from today it's going to be from 11 till midnight. And of course, do make your way down there to the Eid Milan where it's all happening. Yes, we have Salah facilities, Iftar facilities, we even have Taraweeh facilities, and Alhamdulillah, and an absolutely beautiful atmosphere, beautiful feeling, lovely feeling. And then of course, lots of food, that's post Iftar of course, and lots of stalls, and you know, almost everything across the board is available. So do make your way there. We're going to be there today, tomorrow, and until Monday, inshallah ta'ala. So that's your Eid Milan, which takes place at the Saxony Westwood Mall. There's a few messages that have come through, pictures. I mean, these are pictures that has been sent. And the first one says, the deeper you go in faith, the more beautiful life becomes. The deeper you go in faith, the most beautiful life becomes. I have another message that's come through. It says, a beautiful soul loves without condition, talks without bad intention, gives without a reason, and most of all, cares for people without any expectation. I like that. Unwavering, unconditional, unselfish feelings. After recovering from a serious illness, a person will stay very cautious and avoid all those things that could trigger that illness again. Similarly, after we have repented, we should avoid all those things that could once again distance us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think that is absolutely beautiful and absolutely apt, especially in this blessed month where we are repenting, where we introspect, where we realize, recall all the mistakes that we have made, and as you say, we repent for it. But a very important part of repentance is that we also undertake not to repeat that particular contravention. And I want to thank the brother that sent this message as well. Zohar, they send these messages and it comes from a number, so you don't know who it comes from. But brother or sister, thank you very much for this. I'm going to read it once more. After recovering from a serious illness, a person will stay very cautious and avoid all those things that could trigger that illness again. Similarly, after we have repented, we should avoid all those things that could once again distance us from Allah. And then there's another message that's come. It says, there are some people when it comes to wazifa, zikr, Quran recitation, prayer, etc. You will find them there. But the only problem is that they think they're better than everyone, not knowing that is amongst the illness of the heart, thinking you're better than everyone. Yes, of course, you can't have that pride. you can't have that pride, and you can't, of course, consider yourself better than everybody, because obviously you don't know. Everyone has the the good, the positive points, etc. You are listening to Rise and Shine, and of course, we've got like about 5 minutes left for the program. So if you have any inspirational WhatsApp messages, you can forward them to us on 060-904-1056.
Habibi, I just want to halal Habibi, 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 halal Habibi, 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 halal.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
Oh, na. He said, first, let me talk to your father. Okay, I'll tell him. But my father said I'm way too young. Oh, na. And not financially ready. Fine. Shall I make her my girlfriend?
That's haram.
Okay, I'll make her my wife.
That's halal.
But let me first date her.
That's haram.
What do I let go then? That's halal. I just want to halal Habibi. I just want to halal Habibi, 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 halal Habibi, 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 halal Habibi. That I know I should have lowered my gaze, but now I want to spend the rest of my days with this girl. She can't be replaced. She is pious, she helps my faith. Son, you ain't got security. How you gonna raise a family?
Yes, I was just listening to the lyrics of this particular nasheed, naat, song, what you call it. I think very, very appropriate, but one needs to listen attentively. Now, there is a shortage of grade R1, 2, and 3 teachers in South Africa, according to the National Professional Teachers Organization of South Africa, NAPTOSA. The country's higher education institutions are producing far fewer teachers for these grades than necessary. As a result, teachers qualified to teach grades 10 to 12 are being assigned to teach reading in the foundation phase, which is causing a disconnect. NAPTOSA highlighted the lack of coordination between the Department of Higher Education and the Department of Basic Education, calling for better data sharing and planning to address the issue. Teacher induction programs and support were also discussed as crucial for improving new teachers' effectiveness and retention. Also in South Africa, well, there's going to be lots and lots of roadblocks during this weekend. So in South Africa, being pulled over by a traffic officer can be a stressful experience. It is important to know your rights in such situations. Legal expert Ulrich Lou discussed the rights and responsibilities of drivers during roadblocks or roadside checks. Police can search your person and vehicle if they have reasonable suspicion of a crime. You have the right to ask for the reason and demand a search warrant. Refusing a search without proper justification may lead to your arrest. It is advisable to stay calm, avoid confrontation, and record the interaction. If you believe the search was illegal, you can challenge it afterwards. Now, please just take cognizance of that, because we don't want to be macho men at these roadblocks and at these, altercations with the police personnel. Because if they're going to arrest you, then you're going to be spending the next 3 days behind bars, and you're only going to be brought to court on Tuesday. So let's stay calm. Let's, let's say, avoid the confrontation. You can record the interaction and take it from there.
I shed my tears and bow to you, hoping you'll answer my prayer. Please answer my prayer. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, bestow on me your mercy and bless me with your endless bounty. With your endless bounty.
Thank you, Joha Shehzad, for having engineered for me on Rise and Shine this morning, and for the beautiful nasheeds and that you've been playing. Thank you so much. Of course, Wasima Bucks, thank you for the logistics, and Hajar Kota, thank you for the production of the show. Time for me to bid you farewell for the next minute or two. And after the news, inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to be back with you on Medical Files. And today we will be discussing Down's syndrome. We have a specialist pediatrician and a behavioral psychologist or behavioral specialist in studio with us. But right now, for the time being, I want to bid you farewell. I'll hand you over to the news department, and till I meet you again in a few minutes on Medical Files, it's Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.
Making news that Naini Teguini municipality says it's doing all it can to resolve the water supply issues in the city, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday approved a new talks on a Gaza ceasefire. Good morning, I'm Tabila Duma. Etegwini municipality says it's doing all it can to resolve the water supply issues in the city. Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda says a contractor has been appointed to begin repairs on the Southern Aqueduct. He says that the repairs that will commence next week are aimed at reactivating the line while the new pipeline is being laid. He said that they are expecting the water supply to improve in the southern areas within 6 months from the start of the contract. The new pipeline will be undertaken for 24 months for 1.2 billion rands. Mayor Kaunda was speaking at a briefing on Thursday as some residents face a dry Easter weekend. In Queensburg, some households and businesses haven't had running water for around 2 weeks due to low levels at the North Dean Reservoir. Kaunda added that the Southern Aqueduct will bring much-needed relief to downstream areas in the south of Durban, including Chatsworth, Shallcross, Nagina, North Dean, Makuta, Adams Mission, Queensburg, Wilberdach, Umlazi, Folweni, Ntsimbini, and Kologoto. The mayor has also indicated the replacement of air valves on the Northern Aqueduct has been completed. He says that the city has installed and serviced 70 valves as part of the air valve replacement program to improve efficiency of water flow and increase pressure within the Northern Aqueduct at a cost of 7 million rands. The city says it remains committed to improving water supply to the affected communities who are serviced by this 32-kilometer-long northern pipeline. The Umkhonto weSizwe Party is suspecting foul play in the car accident involving former President Jacob Zuma in Eshowe on Thursday night. Police said that an alleged drunk driver hit a state-armored vehicle that was transporting Zuma. No one was hurt in the accident. The Umkhonto weSizwe political party, which is Zuma's new political home, is calling for a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the former president's car accident. Police have arrested a 51-year-old man on suspicion of drunk driving and reckless and negligent driving. However, MK's head of elections, Musa Mkhize, said he believes that there was more